Has this video ever popped up on your social media feed?
Because you're not going to find it here. We're looking for men who want to be part of an expedition team, which is a whole different thing. We don't have a guide, and we've never been to these locations before. We're exploring together. And I can tell you this, you're not going to be comfortable.
When I first saw Freshline Moto Club, this was the kind of stuff they were putting out. Big, dramatic promises, talking about baking in the desert, freezing in the mountains, and breaking down in the middle of nowhere. Basically, a highlight reel of suffering. And I'll be honest, as an avid ADV rider, my first thought was, man, this is a little much. It just felt like they were trying too hard. But then Eric from Freshline reached out. He didn't try to sell me with big words or promises. He just asked, what if you came to Africa and spent time at Basecamp and told us what you really think? Honestly, that stopped me. Because anyone who's confident enough to invite a critique, maybe there's more here than I gave it credit for. They call it boot camp, but it's more than just training. This is Freshline's Basecamp, the place where it all begins. Just arrived here at the ranch and getting somewhat settled in. Home sweet home for the next week. There's these tents. We've got our cots and everything in there. I'm gonna walk over here and go check out the bikes that we'll be riding here. Be riding two strokes for the next couple weeks. It's a whole new experience really, because two strokes don't really make the best adventure bikes, but it's gonna be great. Out here, far from comfort, you're tested. Not just on the bike, but in every way that actually matters. They teach you basic riding skills, which we could all use and be reminded of. You learn to wrench on the bike when the trail breaks it. To navigate when maps are useless. To treat an injury when help is hours or even days away. To ride harder, longer, and smarter in terrain that pushes you to the edge.
Freshline really, first and foremost, is a club for guys to get together and support each other through life in general. The motorbikes are really just a vehicle to allow us to do that. And then what we also do while we've got these moto adventures and these kind of extreme places that we go is we tend to turn those moto expeditions into missions. So we'll go and we'll deliver medical supplies, water filters, school supplies, whatever's needed in these remote regions that we're going to.
When I landed in Africa, everything changed. It was apparent very quickly that this wasn't just some club chasing a dramatic narrative. This was real. The dirt, the heat, the exhaustion, the training, it was all there. But so was the brotherhood. So was the growth. And it wasn't just hype. It was raw, authentic, honest.
As you get older, to find opportunities to challenge yourself kind of outside your comfort zone. And then, especially in the world of motorcycles, and create a brotherhood in doing it. And I decided that I was more curious about it, so I talked to Eric, the founder, and ended up signing up for boot camp, which I'm in right now.
But boot camp just isn't about skill. It's about a brotherhood. Men from all walks of life, stripped of distractions, learning to rely on each other, to lead, to follow, to grow stronger together. This is the crucible that forges an expedition rider. A proving ground where hardship becomes fuel and challenge becomes transformation. Freshline Bootcamp, it's not the end of the road. It's the launch pad for every adventure that follows. At Freshline Basecamp, every day starts the same way, PT, or physical training. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. The body is the first tool of any expedition. If it fails, nothing else matters. Morning PT builds strength, endurance, and grit. But more than that, it sharpens discipline. It sets the tone. It reminds every man here that growth begins with effort, and effort begins the moment you wake up. Freshline chooses to start each day with PT because adventure demands more than skill on a motorcycle. It demands stamina to go the distance, resilience to push through fatigue, and mental toughness to keep moving when everything in you says stop.
I think coming in here, I was one of the weakest ones when it comes to riding experience. A lot of these guys had done rallies or hard enduro races and that sort of thing. And I rode dirt bikes as a kid. And lately I'd just been riding an adventure bike to kind of get back into it.
This training isn't about perfection. It's about preparation for the trail, for the team, and for every unknown. That's why PT comes first, because out here, strength isn't optional, it's survival.
So we want to keep tits to the bar when we go slowly. Gentlemen, don't confuse this for going 100 miles an hour. Tits over the bar, so I can't do this, can I? This looks more comfortable. Move your hips. Move your hips. Keep the box square, your body in line. If you look from the side, I'm not doing this. I'm not bending my legs like this. You can come up, keep your back as flat as an ironing board, and you can still bend and absorb.
Before you can tackle deserts, mountains, or river crossings, you have to master the fundamentals. That's why Freshline starts with basic riding skills training. It's not about ego. It's about building the foundation every expedition depends on.
It's a good refresher for me. I think I've got quite a lot of riding experience, having done very similar expeditions to what the guys do. And it's been really good to just kind of step back and actually look at my riding ability and the skills that I've developed over the years and just kind of refresh some of those basics.
Throttle control, braking, body position, and balance. These may seem simple, but in the backcountry, they're the difference between pushing yourself forward or being stranded between confidence and fear, or possibly even hurting yourself. Out here, your bike becomes an extension of your body, and without control, the terrain controls you. Freshline's training strips it all down, teaching you how to ride with precision, efficiency, and resilience.
It's really reminding me of how I need to get back to the basics and focus on, exactly like just slow speed maneuvering, because it's difficult on everyone and it's just something we don't practice at home. We just go out and ride.
I'm gonna come through here, I'm gonna crush this. This is definitely something that looks easy. And then you get into doing it and you're like, holy crap, this is not near as easy as I thought it was, especially when you don't do it every day. So I'm really enjoying this type of training. It makes me want to go home and set up a course like this in my backyard and just practice. That way when you put it in a real world perspective, a real world situation, then you're just that much better. So the guys are having a great time. Everybody's spirits are high, even though a couple bikes have been dropped, but we just kind of clap it up and regroup the person on and keep moving forward. So looking forward to what's next.
It doesn't matter how good you are, sometimes you just need to practice skills, and it's not as easy as you think. Some days it's better, some days it's not, but it's all good. The more training you do, the better.
Because when the riding gets tough, and it will, it's not the advanced tricks that keep you moving forward. It's the basics done right every time. That's why this training matters. Because adventure isn't about surviving one lucky day. It's about being ready for every single day on the trail. Beyond the riding, there's something even more unforgettable: the people. In Namibia, some tribes live today much as they have for hundreds of years, holding on to traditions that time has barely touched.
We can also put a little sand in for more friction.
Too close?
Sharing space with them is like stepping back into living history. And everywhere you go, you're met with kindness. The people of Namibia greet strangers with open hands and warm hearts. Their smiles remind you that no matter how far you've traveled, you're never truly alone. It's a humble reminder that adventure isn't just about terrain we cross, but the connections we make along the way.
Big hole. Lower the bars.
Hold on first. Clavicle. That's all.
Out here, the unexpected is guaranteed. A fall, a break, an injury. It's never a question of if, but when.
We do want to do this if we have no other option. We have other options.
You can lean against me, Keith, if you want.
Right, so relax. Either. Jordan, yeah, please make me a triangular sleep.
That's why Freshline puts first aid and buddy aid at the core of the training. In the backcountry, there's no 911, no ambulance coming down the trail. It's you and the men beside you.
I screwed up really bad and I broke my collarbone after I hit a very big hole. So unfortunately that cut my riding days short.
When something goes wrong, you become the medic, the lifeline, the reason your brother gets home. From stabilizing injuries to improvising with what you have, this training builds not just skill, but resilience. Because every man carries responsibility, not just for himself, but for the team.
All right, testing out our raft.
Okay, yeah, that's what one set. Yeah, so we're fine. Yeah.
And when the obstacles pile up, mechanical, physical, mental, it's the mindset of we get through this together. That turns a group of riders into an expedition team. First aid, buddy aid, brotherhood. This is how Freshline ensures that no one gets left behind.
Forward march. Forward march. Forward march. Forward march. Forward march.
At the heart of Freshline, there's something more powerful than the riding, the training, or even the adventure itself. It's the brotherhood. Out here, you're tested physically, mentally, and emotionally. And in those moments, you discover that what carries you through isn't just your own strength, it's the men beside you. Strangers become teammates, teammates become brothers.
Sorry, there's someone in front of me literally showing their ass. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to join Freshline. That's a great example, is just this idea of finding men that are very similar to me. I've always been one of those ones that stands out, and people are always like, oh, you're so great at this, you're so great at this, you're so great at this. And I'm like, these are very simple things in my mind. And I wanted to find kind of like a brotherhood or a fraternity of guys that were similar.
For some, this brotherhood is the single most important thing they take away from Freshline.
It's difficult to find men that you can relate with, and I think it's outstanding what they're doing as far as networking people all around the world, and men like me that want to associate with other men and do adventurous things and do expeditions and go places that nobody's gone and be challenged.
It's the bond of knowing you can trust another man with your life, and he can trust you with his.
Best things I found during this boot camp is interacting with the guys and, fireside chats where we kind of delve a bit deeper into who we really are, who is the person you're actually riding with. We go into some personal details, so kind of that helps you get to know the person and their background much better.
I think I've found my people. I've been fortunate enough to actually ride with them on a couple of occasions, and just like-minded people, good people. It's a brotherhood, so look forward to more opportunities to ride around our incredible planet.
That connection doesn't fade when the expedition ends. It follows you home. It changes you. This is what sets Freshline apart. Not just the roads we ride or the obstacles we face, but the brotherhood that's forged along the way. After 21 days with Freshline, I realized I had judged too quickly. What started as skepticism turned into one of the most powerful experiences of my life. It wasn't about proving toughness or surviving misery. It was about finding the edge of yourself and stepping into it, going beyond it. Freshline isn't just about motorcycles. It's about challenge, growth, and the brotherhood forged when men step into the unknown together. The skills you gain, the people you meet, and the experiences you carry home, these are what make Freshline unforgettable. For me, this experience redefined what the club truly is. I thought I was just joining a group of riders, but what I found was a brotherhood of men, driven, resilient, and willing to lift each other through every obstacle. That's the real heart of Freshline. And once you've lived it, you'll never see adventure or yourself the same way again. If you're ready to push past the limits and discover what you're truly capable of, visit freshlineclub.com. The journey starts here.